everybody, it's Mel. Thank you so much for joining me today for my announcement video of Roll of Reads Round 2. I am so excited to be bringing you Round 2 of my Roll of Reads Readathon. This will be taking place in March from the 1st to the 31st, midnight in your time zone to midnight in your time zone. This is the second round of the Roll of Reads Readathon. The first round took place in March last year, and I was inspired by the absolutely amazing Krystal from Book Reviews, who did a readathon based on her TBR game in August for her birthday. So I thought I would like to do a readathon based on my TBR game for my birthday, which is in March. So yes, it is a month-long readathon going from the 1st to the 31st. What I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to tell you all about the rules of the game, how you play the game, a giveaway that I'll be doing as part of the readathon, as well as letting you know the different social media platforms that you can find Roll of Reads on. Last year when I did the announcement video for round 1, I included in that video a run through of what all the prompts are. I'm not going to do that this year. However, what I am going to do is about halfway through February, I will put up another video where I will go through what all the prompts are so that you can tune in and find out all the information that you will need. However, there is an FAQ sheet with all of the information about how the readathon works and an explanation of what all the prompts are down in the description below. So you can go and check that out and get all of the information that you will need. Also linked in the description below is the submission form for the giveaway, which I will come back to later in the video. There will be reading sprints throughout the month. That information will be coming to you at a later date, but just to let you know that throughout the month of March, I'll be running reading sprints for the Roll of Reads Readathon as well. So, what do you need in order to play this game? It's pretty simple, really. You will need a game board that has 1 through 20 spaces. So it is in a grid where we have 5 across going down 4 rows, 1 through 20. This is the board that I created a while ago in order to play the game. I will put a photograph of the board down below as well, so you can go ahead and print that out. I would recommend printing it on an A3 size or higher. Of course, I know that not everyone is going to be able to do that, but if you are capable of doing that, then I would suggest doing that so because the prompt cards won't fit otherwise. However, you don't actually really need the game board. You could just essentially lay the cards out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on until you get to 20. There were a few people that did that last year and it worked perfectly well. As long as you have cards 1 through 20 laid out in front of you, so that they are face down and you can't see what they are, then that's fine. Hello, it's Editing Mel here. Forgot to mention that last year there were a few people who took the prompts and put them into their own TBR game rather than playing Roll of Reads. That is absolutely fine as well. If you wish to do that, please do so. But yeah, just wanted to let you know that that's an option if you wanted to do that as well. Back to filming now. Down below is also a copy of all of the different prompt cards for you to print out. However, if you can't, for whatever reason, print out the prompt cards, please feel free to create your own prompt cards, or if you want to make them in your own style, please feel free to do that as well. As long as they feature the actual prompts that I've created, then it doesn't really matter whether you have the cards or not. You can make your own. But I have created cards for you which are down below that you can print out. So they look something like this with the prompt written on them. This one says Australian author, and then this one here says published in the 1980s. These are last year's prompt cards, but this year's prompt cards will look very similar. But like I said, I have changed some of the prompts. Hello, it's Editing Mel here again. So I actually forgot to mention a couple of changes to the prompts that I did actually want to mention in this video. So as you may be aware, I have actually retired Roll of Reads for the moment and have started playing another game called TBR campaign. This is much more closely inspired by Dungeons and Dragons, and there are different places where you can land on the board that correspond to a type of character that you can play. So dwarf, human, elf, half-elf, gnome, halfling, and orc. And there's also different character classes that you could land on, which will correspond to different prompts as well. That is in TBR campaign. Obviously, we're playing Roll of Reads for this readathon, but I wanted to bring in some of the elements that I've put into TBR campaign. So in the prompts, you will see that there are some prompts that will be dwarf, elf, sorcerer, wizard, different things like that. That is so that you can play an element at least of TBR campaign. So the fact sheet that has all of the information about the prompts will tell you what that specific character is. So if it says elf and has a picture of an elf, go to the FAQ sheet and it will tell you what the prompt is. So the character races, dwarf, elf, and so on, are genre and format, and then the character classes are more specific prompts that are to do with the type of class they are. So for example, if it's a paladin, then you need to read a book that takes place mostly in an urban environment. But like I said, please do refer to the FAQ sheet that has all the information that you'll need in order to understand what you're supposed to do with those prompts. Some of the other prompts are a lot more similar to what we had last year. There are a few prompts that are the same as what we had last year, but just wanted to let you know that. And I'll hand back over to filming Mel. That is all there for you to print out so that you can play the game. As I said, if you wish to go ahead and make your own prompt cards, please feel free. Just make sure that all the prompts are the same as the ones that I have created for this year. You will also need a D20 dice, and you will also need a D8 dice. All right, so those are all the things that you need. How do you go ahead and actually play the game? First of all, you will need to print off or create your own prompt cards. Then you will need the board, or to create your own board, or just have a tabletop that you can create a grid on top of. Once you have all of the prompt cards ready, shuffle them and then place them out 1 through 20 so that they are face down so you can't see what's on the prompt. Then you're ready to play. But you need to figure out how many rolls you're going to do, which equals how many books you're going to do. This is where the D8 comes in, but it's up to you. You could just choose a finite number of rolls that you're going to do and then roll the D20 that many times to find your prompts. Or you roll a D8 and whatever number you roll on the D8, that is how many rolls you have to do for your TBR. So once you've placed 20 cards down on your grid spaces, board, however you've decided to go ahead and do that, then that is when you roll your D20. Whatever number you roll, that is the card that you collect. So if you roll a 19, you pick up the card that is in the 19th space on the board or on your grid. If you roll a 5, you pick up the card that's in space number 5. Whatever prompt is on the card, that is the prompt that you will do. Before you get started doing that, you do need to know 3 very important rules. So first of all, if you roll a 1, because this is based very loosely on Dungeons and Dragons, in battle in D&D, if you roll a 1, you essentially have fallen over, dropped your sword, done something kind of stupid and made it really difficult, and basically you don't get any good results in that particular action. So if you roll a 1 at any point in the game, then you have to add a roll. So let's say you roll your D8, you get 8 rolls or 8 books, then you roll a 1, that is your first roll, you have to add another roll. So now you're on 9 rolls. This could happen multiple times, of course. If you are unlucky enough to roll a 1 6 or 7 times, you just have to keep adding books. However, on the flip side of that, if you roll a 20, which is called a crit or a natural 20 in Dungeons and Dragons, that's a fantastic thing. You double your damage, you are completely amazing. You just have wowed everybody in D&D. So that means that in this game, if you roll a 20 on your 20-sided dice, you basically have a bunch of different choices. You can still do the prompt that is on the 20 space, or you can use it basically as a wild card and just pick your own whatever read you want, or you can just not have a read. If you were unlucky enough to roll an 8 on your D8, and then you were unlucky enough to roll a 1 3 times at the beginning, now is your opportunity to say, that's way too many books, I'm using this 20 to knock off. So there's those two rules. The other rule is that if you roll the same number 3 times, not 3 times in a row, but 3 times throughout the game, then you have to add another roll as well. So roll a 1, add another roll to your total. Roll the same number 3 times, add another roll to your total. Roll a 20, and it's essentially a wild card. You can do whatever you want. Pick any book you want. You can trash that roll completely and not choose any book at all. It's entirely up to you. You can always, of course, do the prompt as well. So that is how you play the game. Insofar as joining the giveaway, it is fairly straightforward as well. In the description below, you will find the FAQ page, which will include a link to the submission form. So every time that you finish a book, you can submit a form with the title of the book, what prompt it fulfilled, and that is 1 entry into the giveaway. So if you read 8 books, you get 8 entries into the giveaway, of course, provided that you submitted a form each time. When you are submitting the forms, please make sure that you use the same name. So it doesn't really matter what it is. It could be your BookTube name, it could be your Twitter name, it could be your full name, it could be your email address, but just make sure it's the same each time you submit for each book, just so that I make sure that I am including the correct people. So 1 book, 1 entry into the giveaway. But there's another way to enter the giveaway, and that is via a TBR. So you can put up a TBR on YouTube, if you have a YouTube channel, on Twitter, on Instagram, on TikTok, wherever it is that you put up your bookish information online. If you declare a TBR, then you will get 2 entries into the giveaway. You must fill in the submission form again, and just, instead of filling in the book information, just put the URL for wherever it is that you have put your TBR game. So if you've put it up on TikTok, make sure you put the URL for that, Instagram, wherever it is, so that I can go ahead and find it, because I want to see all of the TBRs as well. I'm very excited, but also so that I can see that it is definitely a TBR. Then you will get 2 entries into the giveaway as well. I am going to draw 2 winners of the giveaway at the end of the month. I'm actually going to do the draw for the giveaway on the 4th of April. So your submission window will close at midnight on the 3rd in Australian Eastern Time, and then I will do the draw at midday on the 4th of April, again in Australian time, and all of that information is down below. There is a Twitter for the Readathon, and it is on the screen right now, and it is also in the description below. All of the prompt cards are also in the description below, so you can go ahead and print those out as well. I think that is all the information that you will need. So like I said, everything that you need, including the FAQ sheet with all of the information I've just given you, as well as the information about all of the prompts, are listed in the description below. A printable version of the prompt cards are listed in the description below as well, so you can go ahead and print that off. The link to the submission form is on that FAQ sheet as well for the giveaway. So please, when you have put up your TBR or you have finished your books, make sure that you follow that link and submit your form so that you can go in the giveaway. The Twitter account also down below, so you can go ahead and put up any information that you want, photos, etc. Also, you can go ahead and check out those places for any information upcoming. As I said, I will be running regular reading sprints. I'm not 100% sure exactly when they'll all be happening, but I will put up a timetable closer to the start date of the Readathon, and I'll put that up on both the Twitter and on my community tab. So make sure that you keep up to date with those things so that you will know when those reading sprints are happening. Also, please check out both the Twitter and or my community tab for any information that you will need, any updates or anything like that. I think that is everything that I need to tell you today. Please do comment if you have any questions. Please comment and let me know if you're thinking of going in the Readathon or any other thoughts that you'd like to let me know about. Please comment all of that below. If you'd like to leave me a comment but you don't know what, then please leave me a dice emoji because we have our 20-sided dice. All of my social media details are listed in the description below, as well as all of the information, as I said, that you need for the Readathon. So if you'd like to go and get further information or follow me on any of my other platforms, please feel free to do so. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I would absolutely love it if you would subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. And yeah, like I said, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time.